The Founder and the Future.
Back shortly after we opened this building, the Crossroads Center, North Service Road in Burlington, Ontario, 143,000 square feet of great space, the chairman of the Canadian Radio Television Telecommunications Commission came to visit us. His name was Keith Spicer. And Keith was a very strong on good television production. And he, as he was leaving, I had the privilege of taking him on a tour. In fact, he was on Eye to Eye with Jim Canelon. And so I took the advantage of taking him on a tour. On the way out the front door, the chairman of the Canadian Radio Television Telecommunications Commission announced to me, and he told others as well because it came back to me, the Crossroads Center in Burlington is the finest television production facility in all Canada. Now, let me mention that most people, when they talk about the governing body, it's a quasi-judicial board, if you will, appointed to those positions by the Prime Minister. We often forget the second T. The second T is telecommunications. And today, about 60% of all information is carried not on television or radio or even newspapers. The newspapers cutting back, some of them closing down, the newspapers are going online, books, magazines. About 60%, according to the surveys, of all information that people receive comes through the telecommunications agency of the internet. That's the future. And we have a chief executive officer now for 2.5 years who is a member of the Telecommunications Hall of Fame. Businessman par excellence, started a number of companies, entrepreneur, and he is a man of God. I see him often in the hall when he passes staff members stopping to pray with somebody. And I am so delighted. Now, on Monday's 100 Huntley Street, this 50th anniversary week, Don Simmonds, our Chief Executive Officer, outlined unusual initiatives from the past and the present, emphasizing in particular the constant effort to mentor young talent. Yesterday, he highlighted the current and ongoing dynamic relationships with InterVarsity and the Circle Square Ranches, the Salvation Army, and the new interactive Christian education curriculum that we're producing with the Salvation Army. He mentioned the participation with Sony Pictures in the movie Courageous and the video news production for a worldwide internet newspaper. Finally, he announced that this great building, the Crossroads Center, is open for shared infrastructure and space with other ministries. Here's a man with a vision. Will you welcome, please, Mr. Don Simmonds? Hi, Don. Okay.
Thank you so much, David. And of course, your request to not just celebrate the past, but focus on the future is an encouragement, and of course comes from a ministry entrepreneur like David Baines. I've been focusing on one of our future priorities, each of our programs this week. And tonight I want to talk to you about programs for people of all ages and all stages. You know, a media organization is typically involved in one of two things, either creating a message or conveying that message. And the created message is typically called the content or programs. The conveying of that message is typically called broadcasting it or distribution. And of course, CTS coexists with us here, a broadcaster. But Crossroads Christian Communications is all about content, or creating the message of God's love to the people that need to know about Him. Thanks to our partners like CanWest Global, CTS, and FamilyNet, our message is broadcast to millions of people every day. Now, our objective in future is to create content or programs for people of all ages at all stages of their spiritual journey. Now, I have asked our content teams to create programs in 15 categories. The first set of categories goes by age. So seniors, middle-aged folks, young adults, teenagers, and children. And in all of those age categories, we're working on programs for people who are hostile to God, people who are seeking Him, and people that already believe. Well, that is an aggressive and expensive proposition, I can tell you, and I'd like to give you a glimpse tonight of some of the things that we are doing. Our only limitation is the funds to complete programs in all 15 areas. Let's have a look at some programs for children. Here's a glimpse of a set of programs we call Rock Kids TV.
His father saw him coming, and he ran to greet his son.
I'm unworthy to be your servant, Dad, and I'm sorry for what I've done.
Good day, world. This is Buck Denver with a special report.
Manuel is so angry, he says he won't forgive his brother. He says he's going to stay angry forever.
Heaven help us.
Manuel needs to let go of his anger. Let that bobcat go. Get it off his head. How does he do that? By forgiving his brother.
Thank you. You'll be interested to know that Rock Kids TV is a partnership between Crossroads and Phil Vischer, who was the founder of VeggieTales. In honor of our 50th anniversary, we're creating a series of documentaries called Canada, Heart and Soul. Have a look at a clip with Michael Bull Roberts, a convict who gave his life to God, and Paul Henderson, our national hockey hero.
I don't talk about what my dad did because I don't want to hurt anybody. I'd love to have a relationship with my family, but what happened, happened. And the only reason why I talk about it is because I just want people to understand why I became what I became.
I remember after the game, they interviewed me on television, and I remember saying, I have never felt more proud to be a Canadian in my life. Because I think any athlete, you want them wear the maple leaf. And we want to show the world, especially with hockey, I think that we are the best.
And here are several Christmas programs. The Nutcracker, which in the full version has children speaking about the meaning of Christmas to them. And Journey to Christmas, which you may have seen this past Christmas, a powerful real-life journey to Israel of 5 people at different stages of their own spiritual walk with God and their pursuit of the true meaning of Christmas. Have a look.
I think if we connect to the culture of Christmas that Jesus was born into, it can bring some perspective on that and what we're missing.
Part of why I'm here is because I have a Jewish background. I'm exploring that, but I'm exploring it through the Christmas story.
So they went from north to south to Bethlehem.
And as David mentioned, I just want to talk to you for a moment about a massive shift to how content or programs are viewed. And you see this shift now toward viewing content on the internet. In fact, in 2010, for the first time in history, families accessed online information for more hours each week than they viewed television. Interestingly, their television viewing also increased. So important to note. At Crossroads, we average about 25,000 views of our content online every day. And that is an increase of 3 times in just 16 months, with more than 50% of those viewers viewing from outside of Canada. Now, if you understand YouTube, I've asked them to bring up a front page of a video that went viral, as they call it. This video is called Why I Hate Religion But Love Jesus. And in just the first 20 days, it was viewed 16 million times. In fact, you can see there that it has been viewed over 21 million times now. So it's just over 4 minutes in length, which means this is over 5 million hours of content viewed in just 4 months. Virtually the same as all of the viewing of 100 Huntley Street, with all of the viewers watching in the same period of time. Wow. Quite a world, isn't it? David, we intend to produce content in the future that is relevant to all ages and to people at all stages of their spiritual journey, and broadcast it in any way people will view it. Why? Because in 2 Peter 3:9, the Bible says this: God is restraining himself, holding back the end because he doesn't want anyone lost. He's giving everyone space and time to change. Herein lies the heart of Crossroads, past and future.
Thank you, brother.